Hi guys, my name is Laura. If you're new here, welcome. I talk all things lipedema, health, thriving, mindset. Sometimes I throw in some manifestation stuff, but today I wanted to specifically hop on here because it is 1 year since I had lipedema removal surgery. And I just wanted to share a little update about that experience, especially because I've seen a couple of people like nervous about potentially taking that step, curious about, why people choose doctors, as well as asking if anyone's had any regrets. First, I want to say I have zero regrets. It's been the best thing I have ever done for myself. It has, in my experience, it's eliminated pain. It's created so much more accessibility in terms of mobility for me, and it has impacted my psychological health as well, and confidence. And so I just wanted to share with each and every one of you that it is my 1 year celebration. 1 year ago, I was in Poland having lipedema removal surgery with Dr. Nowicka at Novaline Clinic in Białystok. And the whole entire experience was great. I'll share with you guys how I came across Dr. Nowicka. I've shared that in another video, but I'll just share it here. I found a group called Global Lipedema Surgeries Group, and it was created by a woman, I think, in the UK, and it is a wealth of information. There's so many different women on there that have shared their surgery stories, and the woman's name is Maria, and she's organized surgeons with patients and their before and afters and some of their stories. And so it is just a really incredible opportunity to get eyes on dozens of doctors that are versed in lipedema, understand, know it, as well as are focused on removing lipedema for women to thrive. So that is how I found her, that Facebook group, the Global Lipedema Surgeries Group. And I just continued to correspond and connect with other women that had had surgeries with her. And so I will say that there were people who loved her and people that did regret their surgeries. So it's important to really tap in and tune into what it is that is important to you. I came across several women who regretted their surgeries because of skin laxity and stuff. And for me, that wasn't as big of a concern as getting rid of the pain, as well as the lipedema surgery itself cannot stop future growth, but I felt like having the surgery was an incredible motivator for me to really distinguish what was an investment in my body and what was a liability. And so this was with food, exercise, different things that are for my mind and my spirit. So it was a motivating factor for me to ensure that I was going to do everything possible to prevent new lipedema growth. For those of you who may be new to knowing that you have lipedema, the really interesting thing about women with lipedema is that we grow new fat cells. It is not normal for an adult human to grow new fat cells. Generally, the average person has a certain amount of fat cells, and then when they become an adult, they grow or they shrink. But because when we have lipedema and that lipedema fat is encapsulated, the body doesn't recognize it as fat anymore, so it creates a new fat cell because your body has a specific number it wants you to have. And so this is why when you have lipedema growth, you can be prone to obesity because, especially if you don't know, you're going to continue to gain more and more fat cells. So yes, okay, so back to, it's my 1-year anniversary of surgery. This year has been full of lots of different firsts for me, like firsts being able to do certain things without lipedema fat, sort of potentially holding me back, whether it be pain, discomfort, insecurities based on how I look. It is, I can't quite put into words how liberating it has been to, one, know that there was a name for what it was that I was experiencing. Two, learn about contributing factors and how I could, with food, nutrition, water, as well as support for my hormones, how I could prevent future lipedema growth. And 3, the freedom that comes from not having the pain that I had before. I could not, over a year ago, have imagined how good I would feel physically. It's just unbelievable. I have, since my surgery, also had vein surgery because I have venous insufficiency as well, which is very common with women with lipedema. And so it's funny because I just had it on one leg. And when you are healing after your lipedema surgery, they say it's like the healing year. So here I am at a year, and my right leg that did not have vein surgery, it's like night and day. Like, it feels so good. Whereas my left leg is still healing from the vein surgery. So it's interesting to be able to have that perspective, because if both legs felt great, I might not realize how incredible I do feel, because that contrast creates the opportunity for me to really distinguish the difference between the two. So as I sit here reflecting over the last year, I think one of the most incredible learnings for me was that everything starts in the mind. Like, it's like a decision that you make. I see a lot of women who maybe want the lipedema surgery really holding back because of finances. And what I would say is, begin to move forward as if the finances are gonna come. And the reason I say that is because that's what I did. I didn't have the money necessarily saved up at the time. I had money that was allotted for different things, but ultimately, I personally decided that I would drive my car for longer. You know, a lot of people, every 5 or 8 years get a new car, and I just decided I love my car, and my body is something that's really important to me. It is a necessary vehicle for me to get around in the world. So why would I be okay with investing money in a vehicle but not investing in my body? And so I did. So I live in Canada, so there isn't any coverage or treatment covered by OHIP here for women living with lipedema. But I will say that if surgery is something that you are considering, start researching surgeons, start talking to other women who have had surgery, and then really begin to execute the conservative therapies that support your lymphatic system and prevent future lipedema growth. really get curious about your hormones and different foods that may trigger inflammation in your body, because this can trigger new lipedema growth. And as you get to know your own body and learn what serves it best and what maybe is a liability, you'll get closer and closer to that day. Because many surgeons that are really fantastic have a 1, 2, 3 year wait to get in. And so, deciding now gives you the time that you will need to then save and prepare for the surgery. I did opt to go to Poland, 1, because I loved the surgeon, and 2, because I felt like it was pretty reasonably priced considering all of the surgeons that I did love and what their prices were. There's so many fantastic surgeons, and if money isn't a factor at all, then pick the one you love. Another reason I chose my surgeon is because I was between stage 1 and stage 2. She could do 360 legs in one surgery, and the other surgeons that I had consulted with wanted to do 2, just based on their probably comfort levels, as well as certain hospital guidelines or clinic guidelines in whatever state or country they were practicing medicine in. So yeah, get curious and just decide what it is that you want to do, and then take all of the steps, just one step at a time. You don't have to have it all figured out in order to begin your journey towards really thriving in this life. You just have to decide that you're going to invest in you. So happy 1 year to me. Here, let me see if I can get my legs in this. I have compression on. These are sweatpants, but and I have knees. Never had knees in my the first half of my life. From the time I was young, from the time I hit puberty and had some lipedema, weight gain on my legs, I just never really had a knee. So it's pretty cool to have a knee now. In fact, I have 2. And for those of you who maybe have even had surgery and you're curious about healing, I have all my feeling back in my legs, my ankles. The scars are barely there. I'll have to do a video where I wear shorts so I can actually show you my legs. And what else? Because right after my surgery, it's like the skin was almost like numb, and it was almost like, it was just a really interesting feeling. But I did a lot of dry brushing. I use a dry brush every day, and manual lymphatic drainage, and all of the things. And all of the feeling has come back in my legs completely after a year. So I think I'm gonna just leave it there. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'm more than happy to respond and answer any questions that you may have about my lipedema journey. And yeah, I wish each and every one of you the best, and share what it is that you're experiencing, share what it is that you want to do next. Maybe even share some of the things that have been really powerful for you in really thriving in life and really supporting your lymphatic system. And yeah, we'll just leave it there. Bye.